Hello there, my name is Bruce Rain from Brackers Creations, and thank you very much for joining me. I hope the sound is okay. My last live stream I did about the first 15 seconds without any audio, but I see my little thing bouncing backwards and forwards. I can see the little VU meter going bing, 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 bing. So I am assuming that audio is coming through nice and clear, I hope. Yeah, nice shirt. Should just pointed out there by Steve from Mac84. This is the Satanic Mac Club shirt that was sent to me by Kero. Thank you very much to him. I will do my normal thing here and I'll work my way through the list here and say hello to folks. Hello to Jack68K first. Yes, you were indeed first, so no one is going to dispute that. SadMac356, and yes, you were second. Gibbertronics, hello there. Colin from This Does Not Compute, hello there. Steve from Mac84, Foxhound477, Tev Rudin, Apples Anonymous, working our way down. Welcome to Macintosh. Jared Burma, Mr. Tech Gadget, Obsidian Xenon, and David Russian. I think I got everyone. If I missed anyone, I do apologise. It is a Sunday morning here. I am a little bit dusty after spending the evening with some old friends last night, where I got home pretty late and little bit, let's just say, over the limit that one would prescribe for general day-to-day stuff. So, yeah. Charlie's here. Hello there. So, so anyhow, still, I've got a decent night's sleep, so that's something. I feel not too bad, as I say, just a little bit dusty. So all looking good. Now, really, I guess one of the main things today with today's live stream is to just talk about some of this awesome stuff that I got from Kero. So just a package arrived in the mail. I knew it was coming. He had told me it was on the way, and he sent me a few cool things. So I'm just going to I'll just change views here. I've got no idea what this. Let's go from the top. Well, that's a little bit close, do you reckon? Okay, let's widen that out a little bit. There we go. All right, so this is the little package that I got. And first of all, he sent me this. There it is. This is the Booster 30L33. Now, a few people have used these. I know Colin from This Does Not Compute put one of these in his Color Classic, which in one of his videos, which is great. The difference is the one that I got isn't assembled, and that's very normal, because I generally say to people, if you have unassembled versions, send me an unassembled version, because I love putting the stuff together. So he's included this. I don't know, is it a PAL chip or something like that? I'm not sure, but he's included this chip here. That's obviously a hard one to get, but I guess everything else that's here is pretty standard. I mean, I've probably got all of the passives. He sent me that connector, which is nice. I probably could have rated one from a card or something like that, but this definitely isn't something that I had in stock, sort of thing. So yeah, so this will allow me to take a 25 megahertz 68030, which is an LC2 or a Color Classic, or are they 16 megahertz? I think they're 16, and it will boost them up to 33. So ultimately, pretty much doubling them. I've got an LC2, which of course I worked on live stream, and it's working beautifully. I need to make another Blue SCSI for that. I worked on a Blue SCSI last time, but I need to make one for that because I don't have one. And then I think, I'll probably make this and put that in it. So we'll soup up the older LC2, but I'm not sure if I'll do that in a live stream or make a specific video for it. Now, I should mention that anyone that did watch the live stream last time where I was working on a Blue SCSI, that Blue SCSI did work beautifully. That upgrade card is really well priced for what it does. Yeah, well, I'd be really interested to see how it goes in this little LC2. I love the idea of taking these little old LC2s and souping them up. And I know you still only got, 10 megabytes of RAM, I think, maximum in those, but, So I made a Blue SCSI at the end in the last live stream. I fired that up a little bit later on. I had to clean it, because it was covered in flux. But I cleaned, and it was very dirty too. But I cleaned it, and it came up looking schmick. And it worked. It just worked first go. So that was really, really pleasing to see. However, I had put the LEDs on backwards, which I have done, I think, with every Blue SCSI I've ever built. Actually, there was one where I didn't put them on backwards, and I didn't put them on backwards because I had one that I'd already built with me, and I just copied them. Yeah, I'll do it like that. But this time I didn't have one I already built with me, and I was just like, oh, I think the line goes on this side. No. The line doesn't go on that side. So had to take him off and spin him around. What's that song? Flip it and reverse it. Mark Enning, hello there. And hello there to... I'm not sure how to pronounce your name. I do apologise. Lorica, I think. I think possibly. Anyhow, if I get it wrong, I apologise. You spin me right round. Now there's one, the old Dead or Alive from, what is it, 1984, do you reckon? Around about, thereabouts? Yeah, what were they called? Dead? Wanted Dead or Alive. Wanted Dead or Alive? That's what they called? Was that what they were called? Something like that. Dead or Alive? Just Dead or Alive. Mid-80s. Yeah. Okay, so that's one of the things we got from Kay. So I'm really looking forward to putting that together. Now, the other thing I got, which is, of course, what we're going to be doing in this live stream, is this little kit for making little gaming paddles. So you plug this into the computer, and then you have a little cable that runs between the two paddles, so you can have two-player games using gaming paddles. And it's so cute. I love these little things. I may end up, just because it's me, making a slightly larger thing, something more substantial to hold, maybe. But they're really cute. They look like little toys. It's awesome. I got this, which is an OLED display for this little guy. Where are you? Oh, there you are. So I have to apologise to the world that I have made this little case for the SP2SD, which is another one of Kay's little creations. And I made this cute little case that's sort of based on the design of the Apple IIe. And I haven't put it up on the Thingiverse yet. It is coming. The only reason I haven't put it up on Thingiverse is I'm not happy with the way it clips in here and here. So this case clips on, and it clips in here and here and there and there. And I'm just not happy with the way it's clipping in there. So I need to kind of rethink that. It needs a clip there to hold this flush, but I have to wait and see. But anyhow, he sent me a bigger screen for this. So I can put a bigger screen on there, and then I'll redesign this front piece to accommodate a larger screen. So I'll have two versions of this on Thingiverse. I will. Now, this is set up at the moment, I believe, with like an image that has all the games on it. God, it's a 64 gig card. Crazy. I've got some 16s. I might swap those over. So this is one where you plug it in and you just have games. Hey, games galore. Hello, Dave. Just checking here, see if there's anything I missed here. That case is adorable. I will print one when you make it available. Cool. That's what I like to hear. So it's just that's what it looks like there without the cable on. Yeah. So anyhow, that's that. I will make that available. I've already sent this to Kay. He printed his own one out. And there's a little hole here for where the light blinky. Yeah, and I tried to make these look a little bit like Apple keys from an Apple computer. So anyhow, that's the SP2SD. That one works. It's got a card in it. So if we all go well today, I am actually going to go up and grab my Apple IIc, and we'll see if we can get it going. And of course, what I also plan to use is this. Yeah. This little guy here, which was sent to me by Will at KMac, and this should allow me to output the image of the 2C as HDMI, so I can plug that into my little monitor, which is just here. Awesome. And so theoretically, I will get color output from this 2C, which I've never had before, because it's the PAL version. For those that don't know, with the Apple IIc, the PAL version, it doesn't do color on the composite output. So no color, composite, no color. And, to some extent with the 2C, I've got that cute little green screen, the little one that looks like ET. I've got that cute little green screen on the stand, And, you know, that to me kind of encompasses the look of the two seeds. It's great and everything, but obviously it's black and white. But I do also have a colour screen, and that one is of no use because that one's got composite. And so, yeah, that doesn't work. Sean has made comment to my shirt. Yes, incidentally, you can buy this. I'll put a link in the description. I meant to before, but I ran out of time. You can buy these shirts from the Kero's Mac Mod store. So they're Gildan. So if you are aware of Gildan sizing, which I am, because pretty much all of the t-shirts I buy are Gildan. So if you're aware of the Gildan sizing, then you're good. So, you know, I take the fat person size. But yeah, it's the coolest little design that just lends itself beautifully to a t-shirt. So, Stian O, hello there. Greetings from New Jersey. That's Steve's also from Jersey, New Jersey. Rudy's here. Hello there, Rudy. Come to the dark side. We have cookies. That would be enough. It used to be allocated. Very good. Okay, good. I'm glad I got it at least close. I mean, I do my best with pronunciations, but sometimes I just, you know, don't get it right. It's in particular if you're not sure what the background of a name is. You know, you sort of, like for instance, you know, in some languages you might pronounce a G differently to another one, or you might pronounce an L differently to another. You know, and it's like, you know, I don't want to make an ass of myself. Now, another thing I'll just cover very quickly before we move on. For those, it's down here somewhere, isn't it? I thought it was down here. Maybe I moved it. I made some time ago a CPU puller for 68040. I did it because I found the 68040s were, I was just really struggling with getting them out because they're such a big chip that goes into a socket, a big chip like this, big chip. They can be quite a challenge to get out. I also made... I thought the chip puller was down here, but I might have taken it up into the house. So I also made this, which is a CPU protector. The tolerances are really tight on these. I mean, for instance, I printed this in white filament, and it's great. When I print it in black filament, it doesn't fit. So, but, you know, this is a way of just making sure that if you're taking a CPU out of the computer, you can put it in this, and it's, you know, it gets looked after type thing. Because I had a chip and it dropped, it fell down, and 2 pins got busted off. Now it's possible they're pins that aren't needed, but I'll bet you they are, because that's just how it works in this world. But anyhow, I made a 68030 variation of the chip puller. So here it is here. It's just a smaller version of what I had before, and basically the way this works, you just get this little thing and you put it on the chip like this. This one's a little bit tight. I might need to loosen it up a little bit, but you know, there we go. So it clips onto the chip like that, and then you just screw this thing down like that, and then it just brings it up nice and evenly from both sides. Right, and then there you go. And then you can just undo it to take it out again. So again, I printed this on black filament, and the black filament's a little bit more snug than the white filament. But oh yeah, that's a good question. Will, are you back home? You've been away with family duties, if I remember correctly. Yeah, just curious about whether you're back home, because I know that was hindering your ability to fulfill orders. I'm just curious. Still away. Okay, no worries. Well, I hope everything is going well. I mean, it sounds like it's not a good situation, but I hope things are going well. I have nearly finished my... oh, we should say hello to the chicken, shouldn't we? Are we ready? It's raining. It's really wet down there, so look at... Oh, they're all hiding because it's wet. They've been fed this morning. The blue bowl is where the food was put. But, yeah, they're probably hiding under things at the moment because it's so wet. The weather's just been... I mean, we had 2 sunny days last week, and then the rain came back again. So, awful. I'm nearly finished my product review for the DWS 200 soldering station. I've got to record. I've filmed a lot of the kind of B-roll stuff, filmed a lot of the tests, written a lot of the scripts, done all the walkthrough. Enjoyed the Onshape videos. Pleased to hear that, Jack68K. So just a reminder to anyone who is interested in getting into 3D modeling, learning how to do it from scratch, and in particular with a focus on 3D printing, I do have the first 2 videos of a series that I'm producing on using Onshape. I will be making a 3rd one very, very soon. I already know what I'm going to be building in that one, and I'll be talking through a few more different processes and explaining how to do things. But yeah, so if anyone is sort of thinking to themselves, I would really like to get into a bit of 3D modeling, check out that series on Onshape on my channel. So the product review is coming on really well. I might even do some talking heads today. Hi there, my name's Bruce Rain from Brankus Creations, and in this video I'm going to be reviewing the Finersi DWS 200, that sort of thing. I will, I don't really have anything bad to say about this soldering station. I've been very, very pleased with it. I did some speed tests compared to like my old Hacko FX951 in terms of like heating speed, and it's just they can't even compare them. Right now, I'm going to have a crack at building this thing, these paddles, but there's no instructions. Well, there's oops. And I'm just assuming that there are no instructions because Kay has so much confidence in my abilities that I'll be able to figure it out. And so I'm hoping he's right. I do have a pinout for the wiring, what colours they are. So I've got this here. Oh, does the foot switch work today? Let's see. Yes, it does. Okay, so I've got this, which is, wiring, pinout, diagram, thing, stuff. So this is where things have to go. So that's all good, but everything else I'm hoping will be self-explanatory. Now, as usual with these, we've got the beautiful, there we go, DIY kit. So I think ultimately, it's to be, it's meant to be fairly self-explanatory, I guess. Idle hands micro paddle. Now, I don't think these are on his store yet. Maybe I'm being a bit of a guinea pig on this one, but we'll see how we go. So there, we've got that. I think these are going to be pretty straightforward to build, to be honest. And then we've got our little case, and we've got little spinny things. This is just a 3D printed case. It's in a nice beige sort of colour. I've got some screws. And then we've got some buttons, little pushy buttons. Now, here's a question. Is anyone out there? Kai, hello there, Kai. I haven't spoken to you in ages. I hope you are well. I would like to get into 3D modeling, but I don't have a printer. Well, Rudy, you know what you need to do? You need to get a printer. Pretty straightforward. The best thing to do is follow around YouTubers because they get given 3D printers all the time, and so then you just get the ones they don't want anymore. That's the best thing to do. I mean, if you're in this country, I would give you one. Yes, you do need to arrange the return of that to 2FX boards. You've got the Reloaded up here, which is 95% complete, and then you've got your 2FX board that actually just works perfectly, that one that's actually 100%. So I will organise that ASAP. I really should be doing that today, but anyhow, well... there are, I think, 3 or 4 components, big components, but I need to use the heated bed in order to get the components off the donor board, and that's something that I sort of have to kind of work myself up to that because it's quite a process doing all that. But anyhow, yes, I will organise that to get that back to you. I have been slowly getting things back to people. I'm not the fastest in the world, but I have been doing it. I could have got away with pitching one. I would not do that. That is not the way I work. What am I doing? Yes, so let's have a look at this and see how difficult or easy this is. Got this nice little package here. Raining. I don't like rain. So we've got our this is our cable here. What is that? 7 pin? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9 pin. Sorry, of course it's 9 pin. It's a, do they call these DIN 9, or is that the round ones? They're the round ones, DIN. So there are all our colours, which we've got a guide of what colour to do, what to do with what colour. So that's great. Got a cable, and then we have, this is the wire that connects the two paddles together. This is a question I was going to ask. Do anyone in the chat who is an Apple II, if there's anyone who's an Apple IIe person, does anyone know of games that use paddles? So, because I really don't know games particularly well. So, if anyone knows games that use paddles, please let me know. Now, this does look fairly straightforward. I think I'll probably be able to do this with my eyes closed. But I won't do that. I won't do it with my eyes closed. Well, I've lost a screw already. Can't be far. Oh, there it is. Brickout uses paddles. Cool. That's good. Ugh. Oopsie. Getting cold in here. Did I send any memory over for it? Or did you build any 2FX sims? Yeah, so in one of your very, very, very early packages to me, you sent me over a kit for making 2FX sims, which I did eventually get around to doing, and they work. That was, I think you sent those to me when you sent me the classic reloaded board. But I think there are better kits for those around these days. Didn't you make a kit for memory? I'm pretty sure you made a kit for memory, didn't you, Kai? From memory, you made memory. I thought. I managed to give everything away so far. Yeah, you were clearing this place out, weren't you? I think from memory, Kai. I vaguely remember hearing that you were sort of having a bit of a clear out of stuff, because I think you weren't using it or something like that. All right, okay. I gotta get onto these. So we've got little twiddly knobby things here, fairly straightforward, and we've got pushy buttony things here, fairly straightforward. These are nice. These have a nice feel about them, nice travel. These could be used for a keyboard, I reckon. These are great. I want to make a keyboard now. And we've got two resistors. I think they're the same. Let's have a look. Yep, they are the same. I've got no idea what resistance they are because I have not committed these stripes to memory, nor do I intend to. There is not enough space in my brain for remembering this sort of stuff. So, but I think it's green. I need to change my glasses. Green, maybe another green, or maybe a blue. I don't know. Anyhow, doesn't matter. And then we've got two little capacitors here. Are they tants? No, they're not. They're ceramics, I think, or whatever these ones are. I can't remember what these ones are. But they're not polarized. If they were tantalums, there would be a little plus on one of the legs, but there's no plus. So they're non-polarized capacitors. And then we've got two little pluggy thingies here. There we go. More close. So this is a really straightforward kit. I mean, this is one that anyone could build. So, this would be good fun for a thing. Burned Out Electronics, hello there. Pouring in Sydney, beautiful sun all week in Melbourne. Yeah, it does. I think, even though we in Sydney, people like to make jokes about how wet it is in Melbourne all the time, but I think we actually get more annual rainfall in Sydney than Melbourne. So what are you going to do? Ceramic. Is that a ceramic? That's not ceramic. Is that ceramic? Doesn't look like ceramic. I certainly wouldn't tile my floor with it. Oh, awesome. Chris Donnelly, hello, and thank you for paddle games. Cytron Masters, Breakout, Arkanoid, Space Warrior, Computer Foosball. Awesome. Okay. Go on, ping me on Discord. Ping me on Discord with the shipping, packaging costs, and I'll sort that out on payday. All good. Will indeed. So I'll finish that 2FX. I might even get a chance to do that this afternoon. I'll finish that 2FX board, and that way I can send you 2 complete ones, and you're good to go. Now, I think I know how all of this goes. So we'll just have a go. This is the knob bit. That one's the button there. So it's a hole in here for the travel of the button. So like that. This is the turny thing, the thing that you spin of the paddle. Is it actually what they call the paddle? That's the little plug there. And then capacitor there and resistor there. This is going to be very quick. I'm going to have to find something else to do at the end of this. Oh, I'm very sorry to hear that, Kai. I did not realise that was the situation. That's very, very sad news. So I just scrolled back up and read that. So yeah, very, very sad. Sorry to hear it. It's not. Yeah, I can't imagine. Sort of. There's any way that Kai would have stuff going to waste when it comes to the old things. All right. Mike Crane, hello there. Welcome. So we're just going to get on. We're actually starting to put this stuff together now. I feel like I'm doing this wrong. I have a system when I'm building kits. I always do the smallest things first and the biggest things last. So in that instance, I should be putting these resistors on. So I'm going to do that. 1 little resistor here. There we go. Two resistors. G4 733. Which one's the DA? That's the 733. Because there's the original grey ones, then there's the Quicksilver, and then the next one is the mirror drive door. So the 733, it's the original grey ones, I think, isn't it? The darker grey ones, I think. Graphite, yeah. Last one before the Quicksilver. I think I've actually got one of those. I think I've got a dual 733 of one of those. I think I've got virtually the same model. Because they were computers that we used at my work, I have that nostalgia associated with them. So when I had an opportunity to get one of those I really wanted a dual processor one, so I was on the lookout for one. And the other thing is that I used to do 3D modeling and rendering and stuff in my job. And so the dual processors were really important. Dual processors were just made a world of difference to 3D modeling. The 733 had the super drive as a digital audio. Yeah, so you could play DVDs in them and stuff, couldn't you? Yeah, I think. Yeah, it's amazing stuff. I am very sorry you're getting rid of that stuff, Kai, and I hope you sort of don't regret it in the future. I'm very pleased to hear that you are sharing it with the community. I guess that's the main thing. You're giving these to people who I think will enjoy them. That's the way I generally feel. If I'm giving away or selling anything, if it's going to be loved by someone, looked after by someone, then I'm happy. I've got to get my glasses. Here we are. I need my special zoomy zoom glasses. I have pretty much all of the models. I don't have all the different speeds, but I have got a blue and white G3. Then I've got a graphite G4. I think I might have a couple of graphite G4s. I've got a Quicksilver. I've got 3 or 4 mirror drive doors, and of course, all but I think one of them have got dead power supplies in them. So I just like having them. I'll post that 5200 logic board this week. Curious to see if it'll fit in an LC580. I feel like it will. So a while ago, I don't know if you guys recall, I did a video where I had of what barn find Macs, and I got all of them, most of them working. And they were in a terrible state. You know, I think I had an LC475 and an LC3 and stuff like that. I'd have to go back and check the video. I did a few live streams of going in and working on these. I think there was an LC2, LC3, and LC475 from memory. But anyhow, when I was there, I also picked up an LC580 by mistake. I thought I was getting a 575. I didn't check closely enough. When I got it home, the logic board was just a train wreck. It was so bad. I don't know the rest of it. I mean, I haven't even looked at the analog board, you know, because a lot of the time when you open up those LC580s, LC580s, they just fall apart. But I'm curious to see, you know, sort of Charlie contacted me the other day and said, I've got this PowerPC 5200 board, which I think is a 6803 PowerPC processor. And I'm like, you know, you had the board because the case had just, you know, fallen apart. And he said, do you want the board? And I'm like, yeah, I'll see if it fits in a 580. I mean, I've got this 580 here with a, you know, a dead logic board. Might be able to make it a functional unit. Wouldn't that be nice? Wouldn't that be nice? Dead PSUs and MDD is very common. Yes, it is very common. But the main problem with them is that it's not just one thing. Yes, the caps need to be replaced, but there's another part that needs to be replaced as well. Another parts. And one of those power supplies, I replaced everything, the caps, and I replaced the part. It's a voltage regulator or something, I'm not sure which one. And it didn't fix it. So I was very, very disappointed. So there's something else wrong with that power supply. But has anyone made a guts replacement for Quicksilver yet? Where you can just get a modern power supply, put it in? I think someone has. Okay. Who said hello to me? Someone said hello to me. Paul B, hello there. Oh, that's good to know. That is good to know, Jack68K. I'll check that out. There's a Pico PSU for the MDD. Yep. Oh, look, I'll probably end up just doing that. As I said, I've got 3 of the things, or 4, possibly 4 of them. If I can get the power supplies all working, even if I just do them with, you know, the Picos, it'd be great to have them functional. I don't need 4. I would probably end up selling or giving some away because, you know. Yeah, Sean probably did a video. Sean, are you still in the chat there? Did you do a video on an MDD power supply? I'm going to do some work here because I've just been sitting here for too long. Now, this is the soldering iron that I'm reviewing at the moment, or doing a review on, and this is the DWS 200, and I've got to say I'm loving it. Loving it to bits. I would normally be doing this with a microscope so I can actually observe this a little bit better. I'm doing this with my special goggles. So I have these glasses made up. I had them made up a couple of years ago. That's terrible join. There we go, that's a bit better. I have these glasses made up, and they are the main part of the lens is designed for me to see the computer screen, which is nice and clear. And then I have this little magnify bit down the bottom, which magnifies 3 or 3.5 times just in the little bottom bit. And so that's what I'm using to look at this stuff at the moment. I can't do this sort of stuff with a naked eye, with a nude eye, because my eyes aren't that good anymore. That's something that happens when you get older. So just, you know, I always like to say to people, if you're a younger person and you haven't had this happen yet, it is going to happen. You will not be spared. No one told me it was going to happen, and I felt like I should have been told by someone. So I'm telling you, particularly happens when you hit around 40 mark. Some people it's later. I know some people it hasn't happened until they were 50. But typically around the 40 mark, your eyesight starts to go. And it's due to a loss of elasticity in the cornea or wherever. And yeah. Oh, okay. Paul B, I know who you're talking about, so I will not say your surname. I shan't say it, but I know who you are. Okay, yes, I can quite understand not having your full name there. I'm the only idiot that does that. Yeah, so that's the whole thing with the eyesight that goes when when you get to this age. When I went to the eye doctor about it, and they said, "Oh, this is perfectly normal," and I'm like, "Oh, can't I do some exercises or something?" No, no, that's just how it is. You're gonna have to wear multifocals. I was like, "Puh, you just resigned to it. Come on, where's that can-do attitude, Mr. Eye Doctor?" I think it was a Mrs. actually. And she said, "It's actually not too bad for someone your age." And I'm like, that's not helping. Right, I've got the two passives stuck on there. Yay, capacitor and resistor. Now I'm going to do, I think, the plug. The plug will be fun. Here we go. And when I'm doing these sorts of things, like plugs like this, what I will often do is just solder one pin, and then I will sort of keep the solder melted while pushing to make sure it's nice and flush. So I'm going to just do this middle one here. Like that. Okay, that's great. And then I'll hold this down with my finger and remelt this here just to make sure it is, ow, nice and flush. That's hot. It's metal here. It's very, I don't know if you guys are aware of it, but metal's a really good heat conductor. I didn't realize, I thought the whole thing was plastic, but no. Planned maintenance in your area, 18th to the 8th. That's 8 days away. Cool. It's one of my internet service providers. I have 2 internet connections coming into this house. One is a backup. One day I may get rid of one of them and just go with that, but I do like having a backup internet connection just in case. One is faster than the other. My main connection is faster, but yeah. Did you know that there's no such thing as cold? It is merely the absence of heat. Isn't that profound? I mean, I wore glasses before my eyes started going for an astigmatism. But apart from that, my eyes were pretty good. And so when I started getting long-sighted, I was less than pleased. And I'm sure I've mentioned this on a live stream before, but when I discovered it, I was working on a car. So I was underneath the car working on an engine, and I couldn't focus on what I was looking at. And I'm like, I used to be able to see at this distance. And I couldn't move my head any further back because I was lying down on the ground. Great. So I actually have, so to Paul B, I actually have two providers. One is IINet and the other one is Telstra. The Telstra one, I've got the gigabit down. I get about 800, and then I think it's 50 up, and I get probably about 45 up. I've never had any issues with my Telstra connection. I've never had any. I mean, they do some stupid things, like they're doing a stupid thing now. They're saying, "Oh, we have to move you across to the new system, they said. I was like, okay. Why are you telling me? What do I have to do? Oh, you're going to need a new modem, and you're going to need to move your plug to a different spot on the main NBN modem. It's like, why? Why? Why do I have to do this? Why can't you guys just sort it out at your end? I'll never use Optus. Optus rogered me in a big way. I will never, ever, ever, ever use Optus. Yeah, so I mean, look, I've got the fibre to the premises NBN. I've had it now for probably about 6 or 7 years, and it's very, very stable. I very rarely have. I don't even remember having an outage. Maybe one outage, sort of since I've had it, and that I shall tell you how long I've had it because I've got it in the calendar. Into the calendar. Calendar. Search. NBN. 2013. So, it's... here's me saying 7 or 8 years. It's, what is that? 12 years. So I've had NBN for fibre to the premises NBN for 12 years. And in that I've had 1, maybe 2 outages. So I really have no right to complain. Why does one board have pinouts on one side? Because, that's a good question. Because, just incidentally, with the speed of the shaping of fibre here, the sort of domestic use, not business use, but for domestic use, internet, they have really slow uploads compared to the downloads. And it so annoys me, I mean, in this day and age of Zoom meetings, of off-site, of cloud storage, of cloud backups, all that sort of crap, it drives me bananas that they are still doing this stuff with 1,000 down and 50 up. How dumb is that? So, why does it have pinouts? And the reason is that when you use these 2 paddles, there is a wire that connects the 2 of them together, and then there is a wire that connects them to the computer. So the computer input comes in from one of them, and then this one goes to there. It's a little like when you have your computer speakers, and you have one plugged in to the computer, and then you have a little one to plug to the left speaker. Something like that. All right, so we're going to put these switches on. That one goes there. I love these little switches, I really do. I love them. Okay. Yeah, so I think I answered that about my up and down speeds. So yeah, up speed is 50, down is 1,000. But it's in real terms, it's about 800 and something down and about 45, sort of up. And they've been doing that in this country for ages. They've been doing that sort of shaping. And as I say, that's just what they sell. Technically, there's nothing stopping them from changing it. But that's just what they sell. And they've got to, get their shit together because Australia is being massively left behind in terms of internet speeds at world standards. But I believe there is talk of improving it. But of course, with it comes a cost and all that sort of stuff. Okay, just make sure that is flush. Yeah, so I mean, when I chat to my US friends about their internet speeds, the ones that are on fibre, they're getting 1,000 up and down, and there's just no talk of this, what they refer to as shaping, where you have a different speed for up than you have for down. I mean, it's archaic. It really is. I mean, seriously, I can go on about it for ages. My internet connection isn't bad. I mean, if I am doing off-site backups or if I am uploading something to Dropbox or something like that. It's not slow, you know, it's okay, but it could be so much faster. But I think they'll sort it out one day. Yeah, Australia is 45th in the world, and there's bloody no reason why it should be. One nice thing about fibre static IP. Yeah, that depends on the provider here. Providers sometimes give you static, sometimes they don't. I have to pay extra for a static IP, so I have a static IP here, but it does cost me a little bit extra. It's not a lot extra, it's just a little bit more added to the monthly bill. Yeah, the standard domestic users on the fibre, they don't get a static IP. I'm not sure how long they get any specific IP for, but yeah. There we go. That's a clip. This is a nice fit. This is nice and snug. Snug. There we go. Love it. Love it. So I don't even need to push this one down because that fits in there so snugly. So I'm just going to have to do some more soldering here. Yes. Running a Plex server for everyone else. Yes, that's the sort of, that's the world today. I think one of the important things that we are learning from streaming services is it's really not a bad idea to own your own copy of things. There are many instances where streaming services might have a particular movie or a show on for a certain amount of time, and then they might just take it down. And that's it. You can't watch it anymore with that streaming service. And so, if you own your own copy, you can watch it any time you like. Is my big fat head getting in here? Or am I managing to keep it out? Right. I don't go too crazy when it comes to soldering these sorts of things on. I know that some people with like these larger pins, they like to, you know, solder the crap out of them. I tend not to, and that's mainly because of soldering rework. As in, when I'm having to take things off, because I do a lot of rework, when I have to take things off and they've been soldered on with loads and loads and loads of solder, and it becomes a really big job to get them off. And I'm not a big fan of that, so... Okay, so they're pretty much done. That's all the components in place. It doesn't get much simpler than that. Micro paddle. I'm always going to op shops and thrift stores and buying old DVD titles. Yeah, see, I'm very much into Blu-ray these days rather than DVD. Case in point, until recently, Dogma wasn't available for streaming or anything other than original DVD because, yeah, I know. Yeah, Dogma is that sort of is a movie that upset a lot of people at the time. I have very fond memories of it, but I'm not sure it's as good as I remember it. You know. Right, a couple of cases here, and I assume one of them will have the cable in the side. So, how does that work? I'm confused. I need to see the photo. Because I've got... Okay, so this is... Okay, that's all fine, right? That plugs in there. So that's good. So this one's complete, right? This one just needs the button. I wonder if I've been given the wrong top. because the other one has to have a cable coming out the side, and unless there's a... Oh, hang on. What's all that about? Oh, hang on. Hang on. That one goes with that one. Oh, there's two holes. Two holes on this one. So we're all good. It's all fine. It's fine now. How are you? Right, so this lovely little button. It's so cute. Look at the little button. Love it. Okay. That goes on there. So this one, it sort of sits a bit proud. I guess it's meant to. There's a little gap down the bottom here. See a gap? There is a gap. Excuse me while I play the grand piano. There is a gap. I personally really like Plex. There are a lot of people that are apparently getting upset with Plex nowadays. I don't know why. I don't know what they've done to upset people. But I do hear a lot of people saying Plex ain't what it used to be and stuff like that. And that may be the case. But I have been very happy with Plex as a media server. I pay a subscription fee. You don't have to, but I do pay a subscription fee because I feel like it's worth it. No, actually, it's not. I paid a one-off fee. Yeah, that's right. I think they gave a one-off fee option, and I think I took that. Look at how cute that is. I don't know if this is meant to be one or this is meant to be one, but we can always swap those over if, you know. I have my Plex server running on an old Mac Pro, 2012 Mac Pro. It's probably overkill, but you never know. Right, so this one here, when this one goes in, we're going to have the wire going underneath. Okay. Right. So we need to solder the wires up through here so that this will hang out the bottom like that. I believe that's how it's supposed to be. If you're wondering why the camera's wobbling, it's because it's windy outside and it's making this shed wobble a little bit. And it's when I have the camera zoomed in like this, it's quite noticeable. Are you playing Pong? Not yet, but I might. You think I have the number dials correct? Good. 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 Right. Right. So I need my little guide now because this tells me what goes where. So we only need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of them, I believe. There's a ground. Oh, there's a ground. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes, 6, I think. So the first one is 5 volts. That is orange. Orange. And then we've got, so, oh no, hang on, GC1. No, so okay, my mistake, 5 volts down here. I just got confused because I thought that was a V. Right there is like, it was like a V and then a 5 under it. Well, the 5 is a number, the V is actually an arrow. It's not a V at all, it's pointing inwards. So I'm glad I didn't just solder the first wire wrong because I would have felt an absolute wally. God, more rain again. It's coming down again. Okay, so yeah, I don't know if you guys can see that clearly or not, but there's that little pointy downy thing there. So I'm going to GC1, which is this one here. That's black. So I get my black. I am not colorblind, so I can see this. And This is going to be a little bit tricky. There we go. Whoops. Oh, swear word. I'm starting to get a bit cold. I'm just going to turn this heater up. I have my little heater down here. Little gas heater. Keeps me warm. Keeps my bum toasty. That's what there we go. It's a little bit better position for me. These are teeny weeny little wires. Oops. If I can get one in, I think I'll make the rest of them will be a lot easier. Here we go. Eh. Ah, shuzbutt. Making a meal of it. I'm going to have to bend the pin. Don't like bending pins. Oh, far out. I really should be doing this with a microscope. I'm afraid my eyes in these glasses just are not good enough. Yeah, I'm going to switch over to the microscope. I hope you guys don't mind. Change glasses. Oh, there we go. Oh, it's delayed. I do intend, by the way, to bring the Apple down later on. So if anyone is curious about using the Apple IIc. Right, so I'm making an absolute mess of this first one. Great. Great. Oh. But I do believe it will get easier once I get this first one done. Does it need to be through the case first? Oh, that's a really good point. No, it doesn't. I think it's actually designed so that, yeah, it doesn't need to be through the case first. But thank you for pointing that out. That's sort of like a rookie type mistake. That is just the sort of thing that I would do. This part really sucks. It's just because the cable is so heavy that it just yanks the wire back out again. I'm gonna just drop something first. Poop. Poop. Damn. Far out. Tell you one thing for sure, I am going to cover this in like hot glue or something to make sure it just pops out. I'll try and get it in there. I've got nothing to hold it in place. Even when I bend it, it just sort of... don't you... See how the wire keeps moving, and it's actually... I mean, it's dragging the whole thing with it when I... as I do this. Oh, it's upside down. Crap. Let me just sort that out. I'll just solder this on, seeing as it's there. There we go. That's the first one done. But I've got to sort out my camera here because it's upside down. This one is scope camera. And we go properties. No. Let's go to... I'll unlock... No, unlock it and right click and transform. Rotate 180 degrees. There we go. That's what I'm looking at the moment. So if anyone's getting confused, things going backwards, and where can one order this kit? At the moment, I believe it's too early for that. It will be coming, and I will put the link to the Kero's Mac Mod store. But yeah, it will be. I am assuming it will be from Kero's Mac Mods. I just need to sort this out. Bear with me a second. There we go. I was getting a little bit of a delay in the image. That's better. That's live. But yeah, I haven't actually heard yet from Kekoba, but I'm sure it will be available soon. Now, the next one along is GCO or GC0Y. So this is the Y-axis. And that is pink, is what he says. Pink. I really hate the way the cable drags the whole thing with it, but as I had hoped, getting that first one complete has sort of made it a little bit easier to then do the next one. Hello, Joe. Didn't see you arrive. Oh, look at that. You've been chatting away. And I didn't notice you. My apologies. Blue tack would probably be a good idea, but I don't have any. I do have some plasticine here. I probably would have done the job. Anyhow, we're there now. The next one is... Let's have a look. PB1. That's my personal best. Just going to see if I can turn the heat up on this thing because I'm getting cold. Oops. There we go. That's some more like it. Warm my bum. Warm me to the cockles. PB1 is red. Oh, God, I hate the way it just twists. Just stay where I want you to stay. If and you know what's good for you. Oh, God. I've got the red stuff. There we go. There we go. There's a red. Oh, after all that, they're around the wrong way. I have to take them all apart. During that process of trying to get the first one in, I managed to flip the board around. And I now have these all coming out the wrong way. They're supposed to come out the bottom. Making an absolute job of this, aren't I? I hate through hole. I hate through hole. You calling through hole. It just occurred to me that you know what I should be using with this? Helping hands. Which I have. I have some helping hands. Hold this thing still. Because it is very little. If I had the benefit of hindsight, I think I would have done the wires a bit earlier on, before I started putting all the big fat components on. See, that's where the solder's meant to come through. It's meant to come through on this side. And then the wire's packing at the bottom. That's what it's supposed to be. What are these crown icons? It's something to do with like your chat activity, but I haven't been able to make sense of it. So if someone else can make sense of it, please let me know. Now, did I get that right? Was it black, pink, red, or was it black, red, pink? Black, pink, red. Good. We done good. So that last one there, which is PB1, as opposed to PB&J, as someone mentioned there before. And now we're PBO. Yeah, PBO is going to be white. Why are you doing it like that? Why are you putting so much emphasis on the H? Cool Whip. Can't have pie with that Cool Whip. There we go, melting some of this white stuff away. I mean, I should just strip the wire off, but, you know, I'm a bit lazy. I'll just melt it off, thank you. There we go, there's white. Yeah, what do you win if you're number 1 or number 2? Not much. You're in the respect of YouTube. Okay, 5 volts. 5 volts is orange. Orange. I'm a little bit confused about what I'm going to do with ground here, but I'll cross that bridge when we get to it. And I got myself a big orange. What it was football. That's going back a long way. I doubt anyone even knows what that is anymore. Right, so here's where I'm a little bit confused, Ed. On my instructions, I'll jump over and we'll have a look at this now. On the instructions, so I've got one little hole there for ground. Okay, cool. Oh, I'm going to have to just sort this out. That is top camera. There we go like that. And then we go like that. There we go. All right, so on my instructions, I have here orange. Sorry, not green to ground. Green to ground. Then I've got this one up here as well, brown to ground. And I wonder if that's meant to just go to some sort of generic ground location on this, like one of these little holes here or something like that. Or onto one of these pins. I guess I could stick it onto that pin there because that's ground. Something along those lines. Right, so anyhow, this one is green. Green, green, green. I think I sorted out the mouse problems I was having during my last live stream. My last live stream and the one before it. My mouse was being very uncooperative. I ended up moving the little receiver, the mouse receiver, to a different location. It's down here under the desk where it used to be on top of the desk. Seems to have improved things. So, okay, well, the brown is showing for pin 0, which is the connector mounting hole. Okay. So I guess it could just go on any ground here, really. So, and he's sort of drawn that. He's drawn it. It's not dark. It's not a dark line. It's a light line. But anyhow, I'll just solder it anywhere, I suppose. I can just solder it to that. That's ground. I can solder it to this. That's ground. As long as the... Let me just... if it's that way around, that way. So that hole goes through that way. So if I did it to this one, that should work. They're all the same thing. I can just join them to each other, can't I? Huh? Huh? It's all the same. It's all the same. There we go. It's soldered to a ground. Stop panicking. Oh, man, I just got a cramp in my finger. How did I manage that? All right, so I don't need a few of these wires by the looks of things. I don't need yellow, I don't need blue, and I don't need purple. But before I cut them off, I am just going to use the old Pingatron to make sure that I got them all right. So, excuse me while I get my Pingatron. Oh, I better pick up my remote control while I'm here, because there it is. Excuse me while I make some old man noises. Fold myself in half. Okay. All right. There we go. Now I better wrap this up here. This is all coming out, and that's recipe for chaos. Football was an old Andy Griffith bit. Yeah. I've heard it as on old... Not talking to you, Siri. Shush. Yes, the hole is big enough to... I could put both in the same hole. But I've already soldered that other one. I don't want to unsolder it, so... You know. You know how it is. Right, so let's get the other end of this. And we'll just make sure we're all good. So... Oh, man. Glasses. Seven, 1. Okay, so we know all the pin numbers here. So 1 is there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 7, 8, 9. 7, 8, 9, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It's okay. Counting was never really my strongest suit. All right, so let's get our little multimeter here with my Brankus logo on it. Do you like that? I like that. I get a kick out of it every time I switch it on. Oh, wow, 7500, officially 30 years old that day. I've got a bit of a soft spot for the 7500. I know I'm constantly saying I have a soft spot for lots of computers, but 7500 is one of them. All right, so let's make sure that we've all of the color coding is correct here, because before I go around clipping wires that I don't need, I don't want to make a fool of myself. So I'm going to just put this here on pin Uno. Come on, Uno. And that one should be red. We got a beep. And then we want pin 2. And that one is going to orange. Yay. Pin 3 is going to ground. Good. Pin 4 is going to nothing. It's going to yellow, not being used. Cool. Pin 5 goes to black. Yay. Pin 6, not being used. That goes to purple. Pin 7 goes to white. Yes. Pin 8 goes to pink. 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 Thank you. And pin 9 goes to blue, not used. Cool. Where was violet? Purple. Oh, we already did that. I was searching for violet, but it's purple. Purple. Snip. 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 There we go. Oh, isn't that good? Good. Now, I noticed on the case, there's a little thing here. So I guess the wire is meant to do something like that. Oh, I've got to get that wire out of the way. There we go. It's a bit tricky. So it sort of sits like that. Yeah. Okay, so does that need to be longer or shorter? It's going to need to be longer. There we go. Look at that. Just going to move that way. You get out of the way there. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, okay, I think that's going to work. I think that's going to work. Yeah. Yeah. It's snug. You get on there, or else. We're in. There's the whole, the old line from every 1980s computer movie. I'm in. It's quite a nice design, this, in the way that this plug sits in the case there, so that it can't get yanked out. You know, the way it's sort of sitting in there at an angle. I quite like it. I like it. There we go. So, that's the paddles. I'm going to have to take a photo to improve my thumbnail, because at the moment my thumbnail looks awful, because I got hold of a very low res image of this, but I wanted to have a photo of it on my thumbnail, but I hadn't built it yet, so I couldn't take a photo of it. So now that I built it, I'll be able to take a photo and I'll be able to improve the thumbnail of this video. Thisy here video. Okay. Him go there. Him go there. I don't know why I assigned a gender to that cable, but I did. Okay. It'll do. I know it's not perfect, but it'll do. Well, I say that. I haven't tested it yet, have I? Maybe it won't do. I hope it'll do. God, that just freaked me out there for a minute. Let's move this out of the way. I'll put it with my other pile of paperwork. And I guess the next thing I have to do is go and grab an apple, don't I? Go and get myself a nice, juicy piece of Apple IIe history. Or Apple II history. It's not a 2E. I have a 2E, thanks to Rudy. But it doesn't fit on this desk as nicely as a 2C does. Right. Get some of this stuff out of the way, because I am going to need to clear a little bit of space here. What I did also want to do, before I forget, it's on the desk, it's on the desk. It is cold in here today. Get rid of that. Oh, sore leg. Where did it go? It's on the desk somewhere, because it's the only place it could be. If I put it over here? Bummer. I'll have to hunt for it another time. I'm not going to hunt for it while everyone's waiting with bated breath for me to plug this into an Apple IIc. Poopsicles. Alright. Okay, now, does this have battery? Actually, I could probably plug the HDMI straight into the computer, couldn't I? I might do that. I can probably broadcast the Apple II output straight onto the computer, assuming everything works the way it's supposed to work. I'll try it on this first, so I can test it, and if it works, then I will broadcast it straight away. Alright, so I will be back in a moment. I'm going to press the little button that says back soon. Please don't go anywhere. While you're waiting, if you haven't already, please smash the like button. That would be appreciated. And go and tell your friends. Go and get friends to say, hey, this is the best live stream ever. You must come and watch it. Doesn't matter that you're lying. Okay, I'll press the back soon button. I'll come back with an Apple IIc. Back in a second. Hello, Quicksilver Oz. It's the best one ever. Alright, so this is my Apple IIc. I have two of them. One works, one doesn't. This is the one that does work. It'd be pretty stupid if I brought the one that didn't work. I do have the floppy drive, but I have removed it. Floppy drive's over there somewhere. But, you know, who needs a floppy anymore these days? No one. Because we have all this other fancy stuff. Oh, I hope there are some people here that remember how this stuff works, because I may not. Right, now, paddles. They have to go into... That's the screen. That's a floppy, so they must have to go into this one. Okay. Good. Then, where's my little SP to SD? I had that just before. I was showing it off. Showing off my cute little case. But I just, I don't know where it is now. Oh, I put it over here. I put all the shit over here. Because I'm an idiot. Alright. So, What I thought I might do is put the big screen on, but I think I have to put a different header on it for that, so I won't put the big screen on. I made this cable, by the way, pretty straightforward, ribbon cable with a couple of plugs. My local electronics store have these little inline plugs, so I didn't actually have some of this shorter cable, so I just stripped out. I had loads of 50 pin, because I got heaps of 50 pin for because they make SCSI cables, so I just stripped off those to make a little floppy cable there. Now, this thing from Will at K-Mac, I've never used it before. Okay, yeah, it's on, and then this thing goes there. Okay, so we're all plugged in. So I've got our HDMI output, got our paddles, got our floppy, power. Then I need to give this some power, some electricity. Oopsie. Then, this is all very complicated. Then, and I'll repeat that, then I have to plug this into there. Okay. This plugs in on this side. I'll tell you what, if I can't get this to work, I'll be very embarrassed. Right. So, got to plug this in. So there's our HDMI. I'll just select this so that it is, source is HDMI. So you can't see it, but that says HDMI there. And we'll just pop that there. Going to switch this on. Boop. Got the volume turned right down. Oh, look at this. Look. Look at the... How cool is that? I'm very, very pleased with that. I'm going to do my little pleased look there on my head. Even though I am not responsible for any of this cool stuff. It's other people's brains. But that's okay. Now, what is you press? You press, is it Control C or something? Or Apple C or something? Control Apple, Control Black Apple, Control Shift Apple, Control C. No, I can't remember. Does anyone remember what to press to break out of this? Escape? Nope. Control Escape? Apple Escape? Apple C? I wonder if my keyboard's not plugged in. That's always possible. How would I know? That's a good question. I better open it up and make sure the keyboard's... Control Reset. Where the hell's Reset? Oh, there it is. Control Reset. Hey, there we go. Thank you. Now, it's PR-5, I think, if I remember rightly. PR-5. Yay! Crap. It's the wrong card. I think it's the wrong card. This is the one that... Oh, no, that's right. I've got multiple images here. So we want Smart Port 2 Meg. That's the one we want. So we go down. Oops. Select that. Here we go. Sean Inc. Games. Is that right? The original 2 megabyte. The original. I can't remember how this works. So here we go. It says no signal. Why have you suddenly decided you don't want to give me a signal anymore? 1, 2, 3. Wouldn't it be funny if the Apple II just stopped working all of a sudden? I mean, not really funny, but... Okay, so that's working. Why am I not getting a signal anymore? Oops, I just pressed something. Okay, HDMI. Oops. No, that's just switching off. That's not doing anything interesting. I might have done something wrong here. I'll just leave it switched off for a moment. They took our jobs. They took our jobs. Right, so what's going to happen now? That coming on. Is that funny? So it's just upset because I switched it off. What did I do wrong? What did I do wrong? What did I do wrong? Replug the DVI adapter board. Okay, I will replug it. There we go, it's replugged. I should probably replug it when it's off, eh? It worked awesome for a bit there, didn't it? How cool was it? Tell our friends. I saw it. Can't get it bloody plugged in anymore. What? What? There we go. I was plugged into the wrong prongs. Wrong prongs. Okay. All right. Okay. I've got a signal this time. It just came on green. There we go. So, now, I need someone to remind me, how do I select a particular one of these? Oops. I've got these around the wrong way. I've got these both pointing upwards. It's meant to be up and that's meant to be down. I've put this button in around the wrong way. Oh, an idiot. So is that, do I just... Oh, this rings a bell. There's a way of doing multiple ones. So it's, oh goodness me, Chris Donnelly, thank you very much. That's a very, very kind gesture. Much appreciated. So, okay, so with these we have multiple disk images. We've got 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now, when we, I'm just going to, excuse me while I kiss the sky. I'm just going to plug, instead of having this plugged in here, I'm going to plug this in over here, and then I can hopefully broadcast the signal to use guys. And so if I go side, just like this, side. Okay, it's small, but there we go. Look it, we've got the chickens in the background. Sorry about that. All right, so we'll just put it there for the moment. Yeah, I'll just hide the chickens. How about that? There we go. Now it's just black. So there's an Apple IIc. So that's great. That's all looking nice. I'm not going to JCar. They've had all the money from me. Right, so here's what we do. We go control reset, right? Now, you've got PR hash 5, but then there's a... Oh, sorry, I'll let me the caps lock key. I don't know how to get... I don't know how to get the hash instead of the pound sign, but it still works. But then there's a way that you can actually... Oh, yeah. There's a way that you can initiate another image, because I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, and I can't remember how you do it. So Rain has stopped on Chook Cam. You know, it's not actually raining at the moment, but it is wet. It's very wet. Ah, you can see a chicken. Look, there's a chicken in the background. Just in through them trees. Okay, let's go back here to the side view there. Now, are there any Apple IIe or Apple II experts in the chat here who can tell me what is it that I press to get a different image of the smart port? So when you have a smart port, this is at PR#5, and it will automatically launch this. But I need to launch a different disk, but I can't remember what you do. You type something in, so PR#5, and then you type something else in to get a different disk image. I don't know, it's D2 or something like that. I don't know. Check disk drive. Satanic games. Okay. Control reset. PR#5 space D4. Hey! Oh. PR#5 space D1. Did that work? No. PR#5. Oh, maybe it doesn't like it under ProDOS. PR#6. No, that is. You sure? PR#6? I'll try it. No. It's a different slot. So the way these work with the PR hashes, with an old Apple IIe, there would be slots. Slot 1, slot 2, slot 3, slot 4, slot 5, blah, blah, blah. And typically the smart port would go into slot 5. So this sort of emulates if it was plugged into slot 5. PR#6 was printer or something like that. I can't remember. PR#5 disk 2? No. So it does not like this in ProDOS. So that's a DOS command that I was doing before. I can't remember how do I make it reboot like that? Okay. Okay. PR#5 space disk 2? No, disk 3? Whoops. Oh, bloody. It doesn't seem to be making a difference. What ROM do you have? I've got the middle one. I don't have the oldest one, but I don't have the newest one. So it is one that definitely does do the smart port. I mean, we're loading from the smart port now. We are actually doing it, but I can't remember what the commands are. There's the original ROM, and then there's the new ROM. This is the in-between one. So this is one that can do the smart port, but maybe can't do all the things. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. Here's what I'm going to do. It's all right, okay? It's all good. I think I can figure this out. So I'm going to do that. All right. And then we're going to do this. All right. No. Control Apple reset. Control Apple reset. Control reset. Control Apple reset. There we go. Then I go Control reset. Then I'm going to go PR#5. Oh, look at this. ProDOS games. How good's that? And look at that colour. I ain't never seen colour from this computer before. Any key. Okay. Bitsy Buy. Games disk space. Game system. I'm going to try another one here. So, just relax for a minute. This is this San Inc. games, but there's another one. I think it's the one that's called Original or something like that. So I'm just going to do this now. All Or is it? It's called Smart Port, I think. I think it's called Smart Port. Let me just try that. This is one of the things that I got sent by Kay when he saw me struggling with this because I couldn't remember anything Apple-ish because it's from such a long time ago in my history. He sent me some disk images to say, hey, you can just kind of get started with these. PR hash, sorry, 5. There we go, Smart Port. Smart Port virtual hard drive. Press any key. Oh no, okay, we're back into this again. And then there was another one. There was another one. Let's try this one called the original. Button on the DVI adapter board to bring up config menu to change modes, enable scan lines and the like. Okay, cool. I mean, at the moment it looks awesome. So I don't know if there's anything specific. Oh, I wonder if it's comma. Do you see up the top there? It's S5, D1. Wonder if I PR hash 5 S5, comma D2, whether that would work. Anyhow, maybe. I'm going to do this, and then I'm going to do this, and then I'm going to do PR hash 5 and see what this one brings up. Because I do have a few of these different disks. Oh, that's just the same one. Oh, no. Yeah, Smart Port, the original. What was the original? Any key. Basic system. Games disk-based. Games file-based. 8. Oh, my goodness. How many are there? Ay caramba. What were some of those games that people were saying work with paddles? I have to scroll back into the chat. I'm going to do a little like on that. Like, thumbs up, thumbs up, whoops, thumbs up. Does it let me do it? No, it doesn't let me do it. All right. Hey, there it is. Breakout. Okay, breakout, and Arkanoid. Okay, well, I'm on A already, so let's see if Arkanoid's there. Arkanoid. Arkanoid Lotus system. We'll try that. Is it doing something? Hey, look at that. Arkanoid. Yeah. Press mouse or joystick button to start. Press 1 for 1 player game. Press 2 for 2 player game. Okay, so... Oh, crap. So 1 player game. What did I have to do? Okay. Press mouse or joystick button. Okay, cool. So I'll do 1 for 1 player game. Yep, and I'll press the mouse button. Oh! Move joystick to the extreme left. Press the A button. A button. I'm not, it's press a button, not press a button. You know what I mean? It's like, it's not saying, hey, press A on the keyboard. It's saying, press a button. I've done that. Don't mess with me. Okay. And then press the mouse button to start. Start. Okay. There's something it's not happy about. It registered, so it said go to the extreme left and then press a button, which I did. And then said go to the extreme right and press a button. And when I press a button, it does nothing. I'm pressing the button. This is me pressing the button. And it's doing nothing. So I've gone extreme left. I'll show you again. So we'll do it so that you know that I'm not an idiot. Well, you know, I mean, I am, but that's another story. So here's my thingy. So I'm going to press, I'll press any button. S. Oh, hang on. Press mouse or joystick button to start. So I press the button. Here we go. That's me pressing it. Move joystick to the extreme left, which I have done. It's extreme left. Press a button. Now it says move it to the extreme right and press a button, which makes me think that maybe it's not registering that. I'll try it with this one instead. So we'll go back here, see if it registers this one. Okay, it's not registering this one at all. Ooh, okay. Boom. So it's definitely registering the push button on this. What if I change it to 2 players? And then I'll go to this one. No, it's not doing that. Oops. No. Do it. Button. Okay, so I'm going to forget about this one. Control Apple Reset. And then we'll go to Breakout. We'll try that one. It does say joystick. It does. And that's not joystick, it's a paddle. So, I know the difference. PR#5. Smart bird. Alright, let's go down to, I assume Breakout is disk-based as well, but we'll see. Back up to A to E. Let's go down here. Okay, Breakout's not here, so it might be, okay, let's go Escape Back. Let's go to Escape Back. Let's go to File-Based. And we'll go to A to E. And we go to Brick Out. I assume that's it. Brick Out. Okay. Pressing Escape will end the game. Press the space bar to begin. Space bar. You control the paddle on the board by turning the Apple paddle 0. That's 0. I assume it's 0. You may put English on the ball. Deflect the ball. Oh, okay. By hitting it with the paddle held off center. Before we begin, please type first name, and then press the key marked return. BRUCE. Return. Points per brick. Okay. Push paddle button. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh, okay. Hang on. It moved. Something moved. That was a... Alright, something's going on here. Ah, look at that. Okay, so this is really sensitive. So I'm using 1, so I've got them around the wrong way. So I'm going to just change the numbering because this said use paddle 0, and this is definitely... Yeah, okay. Hang on. Yeah. Okay, so this is paddle 0, this one here. Because there we go. Oh, man, it's really delicate, too. It moves when I press the button. That's surely not right. Oh, wow, there's some weirdness going on here. Alright, so I've got... When I press the button, it moves up. Ooh, I'm crap at games. Has anyone ever told you I'm crap at games? Hey! Oh, don't go faster! Oh, crap. Oh, far out. I did it the PCB with a pinout and had... Okay. Oh. 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 Now, am I going to be the first to say it, but the graphics aren't very good on this. I wonder if there's some way, I'm sure there was. I mean, back in the olden days, I used to know all this stuff. I used to know how to... read out what the paddle or joystick were saying. You know, I used to be able to get the X and Y coordinates and stuff. I mean, this is functioning. But I just have some concerns about how I press the button. I'll have to talk to Kay about it. I mean, he's the brainy person. I'm just the person who's crap at Breakout. How good am I? Look at me. Making all these points. Oh, crap. I got a little bit too carried away there. Oh, crap. Can I have a bigger paddle, please? Oh, too much spin on it. Oh! Oh, crap sticks. Okay. All right, well. Okay, so there are a couple of things I'm not sure about, and I need to double check whether this is something to do with the way I've made them or what. But I feel like, you know, there are a couple of things. First of all, when I move the control, this thing here, so that's all the way to the end there. But when I've got so much more movement. So I've got like a whole stack of movement. And then okay. There. And if I go all the way to the left, it jumps all the way on the other side. So it's almost like the numbers, it's like the coordinates are a bit out. Something like that. And that's maybe why that Arkanoid wasn't working, because I would need to go like that's the furthest left, and then like that's the furthest right. But I may have done something wrong. I mean, I can't, there's not much in the assembly. But I'm not sure how this works, and I think I got all the wires correctly put together, unless I made a mistake somewhere. But I will need to check. As I say, this isn't something that's officially for sale yet, so it might be something that's still in a refinement stage. And as I said, it wouldn't be the first time that I get used as a guinea pig for something. So that goes from like modem joystick system. So Basic seems to support a PDL0 function. So let's have a look at that. Control Apple reset. No, actually, I can probably just control breakout at this one, can't I? Yeah, I can. Okay. So PDL0. Let's see if we get an error. We do get an error. So you know, I could go print PDL0. Oops. Oh, crap, I keep forgetting this doesn't have a delete key. There. Oh, there we go. Okay, so I just had to do something with it. So that's 147. So if I turn it all the way to the left now, can I do this? There used to be a way you could... Yeah, that's right. Oh, that didn't work. That's 148, and that's with it twisted all the way to the left. If I twist it all the way to the right, it's 146, so that's definitely not right. Let's try the other one. I'll twist this all the way to the left. PRINT, PDL1. 255 all the way to the left. Go all the way to the right. PRINT, PDL1. 255. Let's do it in the middle. There we go, there to there. So that's the middle right there. Let's try that. PRINT, PDL1. 255. So I'm just getting 255 for paddle 1. Well, even though I think these are mixed up, because we were saying on the board. So I've made a mistake, I would say. I told me to write this. Oh, that's... Oh, yeah, okay, let's do that. All right, let's create a... I think there's already a... Yeah, there's already a thing here, so let's... what do we do? What is it, clear? Is that it? Nope. I just got to remember, how do you empty the memory of a new thing? I can't remember the basic for it. Home was like, yeah, okay, cool. Reset? I don't know. Oh god, it's in my brain somewhere. It's trying to get out. Who here remembers how to clear out the memory of any there? Hey Dana, how you doing? Look, that's a good question, Dana. I mean, and honestly, it's pretty wacky, isn't it? So this is new. Thank you. Oops. New. There we go. Let's just check. Cool. All right. So then we go 10. we're going to go print PDL. So this is an Apple IIc, Dana, and you're probably just like, yeah, what the hell is that? Now, I know you know what an Apple II is, but yeah. And I don't think you need the space in between, because doesn't putting a comma in actually space it out already? I think or am I thinking, yeah, I've got so many different, you know, things. Do you need to put a line ending on there? I'm not sure you do. 20, go to 10. RUN. All right, here we go. Nice. Okay, so, right. So I'm twisting this one here, and as you can see, it's having an impact on both sides. So we've got there now 0. It's staying at 144, 145. Well, actually, yeah, it's moving on the left side. This one here. Okay, this one here. There we go. So there's definitely something awry here. I don't know, where is Jay? He's a no-show. Jay's a no-show. So there's definitely something awry with this. When I move this, it is definitely having an effect. So there's 0. And then I'll just move it across. Then we go all the way up. And we get up to 200. There we go. There's 255. And I am using, well, I'm using this one that says 0. But even though we know this is not 0. And then as I twist it, that just stays. But I am making an effect on the other one. Look at that. 251, 253. It's changing the result for the other paddle. And I can do the same on this one. So there's definitely something a little bit skew-if going on here. I blame myself. And look at that. When I press the button, on this right one, we're going up to 255. Wacky. Wacky. Okay, so I'll have to check and see what's going on with. I'll speak to Kay about this. I mean, I'll pull these apart and I'll have another look at them and make sure I've wired them correctly, because you know there's always a possibility I've done something wrong with the wiring. So now, I'll tell you who the Apple II specialists. You know, we need either what's his name, Rudy, or what's his name, Javier. He knows stuff. Yeah, he's lost his edge now. Come on, man. Anyhow, look, let me just do this, because I want to PR hash 5. Let me see if this works. Comma D2. No. PR hash 5. There we go. So smart port, there we go, and then we'll pick a game. Someone pick a game. What's a good? What about Load Runner? Can we find Load Runner? Is that a disc-based game? I tell you what, I love Montezuma's Revenge. That's what I'm going to go for. That'll be LM. Oh, Karateka. So I like Montezuma's Revenge. This was always a game that when I was a young chap. So we did have an Apple IIe in our family. So my very first computer was a Mac, sorry, a VZ200, which was based on a Laser 200. One of the early 80s micros. I think we paid maybe a couple $100 for it, 100, 200, something like that. And it was essentially just for me, because I was getting into computers, and so they bought that. My parents bought that computer for me to use, but of course they ended up starting to use it as well. Once we ended up getting like a word processor and stuff on it, they started using it all the time. So it was at that point that I think the family, my parents, realized that computers were becoming a very important tool in there, because they're both teachers, and it was becoming a very important tool for professional work. And that was when they then went and bit the bullet and bought an Apple IIe for the house. So we had an Apple IIe with the green screen that had the little swivelly thing on the front. We had the Duo drive underneath that, so 2 floppy drives under that. Later on, we got a hard drive for it as well. Very, very expensive it was too. I used to have a joystick for it. I used to have a trackball for it. And so there was a time in my life where I was very, very fluent in Apple Basic, but that is not that anymore. Now, I'm not going to use a joystick, so I'm going to use a keyboard. Game level 1, define keys. Up is I, left J, jump K, L, and I'm going to make an you wait and see how bad I am with dexterity with this sort of stuff. Okay, I'm fine, and then let's return to start. I'm going to turn the volume up a bit. It's still on the side here, isn't it? Yep. There we go. All right. Okay, what do I do here? I go. You know, the thing about this game is that it's so rudimentary, it's so basic when you look at these graphics. I mean, it really is very, very basic. But how do I get the things in there? I don't know. How do I get the things in there? Can I even get the things in there? I don't know. But you could play this game for a really long time. You could get caught in this, you know, going from level to level, and then you end up dying, and so you have to go to the next level or whatever. And it was... Oh, he's not very resilient, is he? Far out. I mean, that's not a long way down, and that just killed him. I would have thought he'd at least, you know, probably, maybe just get some medical attention. Well, I'm going to have to do my best to not just get carried away and keep playing this, because, as I said, this is the first time I have played this Apple IIc in colour. I got this IIc a few years ago. I got 2. One worked, one didn't. The non-working one didn't need much to get it going, but unfortunately, while I was working on it, I broke it in a big way. It's probably still repairable, but I ended up just sort of largely just salvaging it for parts for this one, just getting the best-looking parts from that one and putting them into this. It's very dirty. This needs a good old clean, of course. But ever since I've had this, because this is the PAL version of the Apple IIc, the PAL version has no color composite output. And I have never had a monitor that has enabled me to actually use the color. So, so I've only ever used this with the green screen, or just, you know, black and white output on a color screen. Yeah, I mean, look at how bloody sharp it is. So what do I press and hold down, do I? Yep, look at this. Look at this. Mode, color mono mixed. I don't know what mixed means. Color A2 DVI, anti-SC, clamp. Don't know what that means. Mono, okay, so you can select the color of the black and white, whether you want it a green screen or an amber, if you want it to pretend to be a green screen. Lines, enable, disable mono. Video, 720 by 480. And I mean, it looks right. It doesn't look distorted, so I assume it's fine. Save and default, then exit. So how do I move? I assume long press to... Yeah. That's so cool. So anyhow, this thing, I should explain a little bit about it, because, you know, what I'm actually using here I think is a really, really good thing if you do have an Apple IIc, to get this lovely... I mean, look how crisp it is. Look at it. Just look at it. Will you look at it? Just look at it. There is an Apple II to DVI card, and that card can just be put into a slot inside the Apple IIe. But this doesn't have slots. An Apple IIc does not have slots, so you can't use that. So this is now an adapter that allows you to use that card that would otherwise go into an Apple IIe for this. Now, someone else has actually made one of these. It's all just a compact unit all in one. But I just think it's a really quite a nifty idea if you have one of those cards that you can then repurpose it for a 2C with this device. Now, what I'm going to do... Oh, Kay is here. Hello, Kay. Having some weirdness going on with the paddles. So if you have any suggestions you can put forward, I'll show you what the weirdness is. And you can tell me whether I've done something wrong or whether there's something going awry. So, first thing I'm going to do is, this is Montezuma's Veringe, I'll jump out of it. There we go. And then I'm going to control reset. And then I'm going to do that thing again. So, 10 print PDL 0, PDL 1, 20, go to 10, run, run. Right, so, and I believe I've got these knobs on the wrong way, but anyhow. So, this is, I'm turning the knob on this one. Now watch what happens when I go, okay, so all the way to the left it's 255, and I move across, and okay, we've got some numbers going up there, that's all fine. Then we get across to 255, then if I keep going to the right, I'm still turning to the right, still turning, okay, nothing there. Then on this one, if I turn the knob there, so again, 255 on the left, and then we go up here, but then it's not doing it anymore. I actually had it so that one paddle was affecting the other paddle. It's not doing it anymore. It's working better now. What's going on? Is it something to do with the version of DOS? They're actually working better now. What's going on here? All right, it's everything seems to be working properly now. It's because you turned up. That's what we needed. We needed Kay to turn up. I don't know. So I look. I guess at this stage the only issue, the only issue I have. So we're 1. Hang on, paddle 0. Yeah, see how as I turn paddle 0, it's affecting the other one as well. It's making. Oh no. I don't know. But anyhow, all the way left to 255, then we have the numbers, and then we go all the way to the right, and it stays on 255 for quite a bit. So anyhow, I don't know. Yeah. Okay, so what is a good game, would you say, Kay, which will demonstrate these paddles so that we can show people if they're working properly or not? See that one there, I'm turning 1. I'm moving 0, okay. That's okay. So I must have the 0 and the 1 mixed up. Yeah, see, look at that. When I press the button on this one, it changes the numbers. Why would it change the numbers? I've done something wrong. I've definitely done something wrong. Maybe I've done something wrong with the wiring or something, but anyhow. Smash that like button. Good to play Pong. Okay, let's go to... Let's see if I can play myself. Control reset. And PR#5. There we go. And let's go to, I imagine, would Pong be disk-based or file-based? We'll try disk-based first. PPPLO. Nope, 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 nope. So let's try file-based. Pong. Pong. Where's Pong? What's going on here? Is Pong not on this collection of games? That's terrible. Pac-Man. Yay. Keyboard. I'll just do it with a keyboard. Normal or customized keyboard? Normal? Pac-Man. Okay, so that effect that you get there with the white coming out funny colours, I've seen that before, and I think there's a way of getting around that somehow, but I don't know what to do. I vaguely remember this being something that people talk about. I think it's something in these settings of that where you can change it, but I don't know. Yeah. Anyhow, I'm not going to worry about this now. Right, can I play this? What keyboard do I use? Do I just use Pac-Man? No. I tried Arkanoid. Weird things were going on with Arkanoid. It said when I tried Arkanoid, it said turn the joystick all the way to the left, which I did. I turned the knob all the way to the left, pressed the button. Then it said turn it all the way to the right, and I pressed the button. And then it just sat there. It wouldn't go any further. It wasn't registering me pressing the right. And I know that now is because when I turn the knob all the way to the left, it's reading 255. And when I turn it all the way to the right, it's reading 255 as well. So it's like it's not... it's like the range that I'm getting from it is not the full range. It sort of goes 255, 255. Then I turn the knob to a certain point. Then I start getting 0 to 255. And then all the rest of it is 255. It's weird. Weird. How many players? 5 players. Good grief. That's not the Pac-Man music. Oh, what do I go up with? Oh, A and Z. Okay, cool. That's all right. I can handle that. Get the fruit. Get the fruit. I can't get the fruit. Oh, crap. I probably need to open these panels up again and just see if I've done something monumentally stupid, which is always possible. Because it is me. Oh, crap, he's gone. He's changed his colour. Crap. I'm terrible at this. Oh, crap. I keep pressing the wrong keys. It's frustrating, isn't it? Isn't it frustrating watching someone else play a game? Pew, 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 pew. Oh! It just went... Okay, cool. So, yeah. Anyhow. Well, look, there are a couple of really, really good things that have happened from this. So number one is, well, we've made these, and these are just the cutest things out there. And I'm going to take a photo of them, and I'm going to change the thumbnail of this live stream so that it actually features these cool, cute little things. So they look awesome. That's number one. That's a really important thing. The other thing, which is really important, is I've got the little SP2SD running here, which I've used for loading up the games, even though I've put this on wrong, because I've got the button upside down. I can't remember. I think it comes up that way. Was it that way? Yeah. Oh, I did it wrong, but that doesn't matter. So let me just get this button around the right way. There we go. Okay, so the button's around the right way now. So that goes in there, and then that clips in there. There we go. So, yeah, using the smart port, that's fantastic. We've got this, we're able to load up the disk images with all the games on it. Absolutely fantastic. Then I've also got here, this is from from Will at KMac Vintage. This is the video output. It allows me to get that color output going to HDMI, which is, for me, is a lot of fun. I keep getting cramps in my hands today. I'm going to switch this off, just like that. And I want to just quickly show the inside of this, if I can. I don't think it's screwed. I think it's just clipped closed. Yeah, it's just clipped closed. So this is essentially what he ended up doing. We've got this A2 to DVI card here like that, as you can see, and that's designed to just sit inside a an Apple IIe in the slot with this pointing towards keyboard, because you can put these in back to front, unlike new bus cards that can only go in one way. Oh, thank you, Hardware Hacker. And then, of course, we've got our little Raspberry Pi here. And then this here is the adapter. This is quite a nifty little thing. So what this does is it essentially turns this into a little Apple IIe slot. And you can... there's a little button there, which is linked to this. He's got a little actuator type thingy there. Yeah, so this goes in there like that. I think I got it around the right way. I did just go on and say that, you know, they can go multiple ways, didn't I? Yay! So, nope, I did put it around the wrong way. Clever me. Have I not said hello to you, Hardware Hacker? Isn't that terrible of me? Hello, Hardware Hacker. Thank you for joining. I have noticed you. I think I have. Yeah. Yep. There we go. Pop that on there. There we go. Okay. So yeah, that's a nifty little thing which we've used today as well. So it's just been an Apple galore thing today. Oh, whoops. Now I've got to, I mentioned before, I've got to put the bigger screen onto this, and because I've actually got two of these, so I'll get one of them, I'll put the bigger screen onto that one, and I've got to redesign a case to go for the bigger screen, so that then people can have this cute little Apple IIe case with a bigger screen on it. I think from memory I have to put in a different header or something like that. A header goes in a different spot, something like that. Oh, talking to you. Okay, fair enough. That's good. Yeah, starting to get warm there. All right. Well, I think I'm probably going to call it a day at this stage, because I've kind of done everything that I wanted to, and I have been going for 2.5 hours. So I don't feel like I achieved a whole lot. But, you know, at the end of the day, you know, I'm not going to start, you know, getting into something new here when I have I've been going for 2.5 hours. So just a reminder of a little recap of what's going on. So this is the stuff I got from K-Cobra. So I'm going to put a link in the description. I meant to do it before, but I just didn't get time, of, you know, his store where you can actually get these cool shirts, the Satanic Mac Club shirts. It's just such a cool design. I love it. I mean, it's not like, you know, if I'm walking down the street, people aren't going to know what it is, but it is just such a cool design. I love it. I think Drake did that from memory. I think. Yeah, I mean, this is the first time I've actually, I think, even put a 2C on one of my live streams. And now that I've got the DVI connector there, I was able to actually just run the output straight onto the OBS broadcast there. And we've got our little paddles here, which we built today. They're, for the most part, they're an incredibly straightforward build. So there's basically a resistor, a capacitor, and like a spinny thing and a pushy thing. And everything can only go on one way, so it's virtually impossible to stuff up. The only area where there's the opportunity for mistakes is in the wiring, and that's what I've done wrong. So I thought I checked it very well, but who knows? So I'll just go here to the top view for a second, so you can see here. There's the wire. going to the plug here, and then it's going in there. So I'm just going to double check very quickly that I got these all right. I have a nice little piece of paper here with this information on it, and it was okay, so ground is green, yes, green and brown, yes. 5 volts is orange, yes, got that. And if we didn't have power, I don't think it would work. Then we've got PD0, paddle 0, white, yes, got that. We've got PD1 is red. PD1 is red, yes. And pink, that's pink. Pink is GC0Y, yep. And then GC1Y, GC1X is black. So I have definitely matched up all the correct colours. There's no doubt about that. I don't think I've created... I'll just check and make sure that I didn't accidentally bridge any of these. I can do that with my trusty little beepometer. And I have to put this on camera again so you can see my logo. So I'm very proud of it. There you go. Oops. Okay. So. Oh. That may not actually be a bridge, but we'll see. No, okay, so I'm getting some continuity there. Let me just check. Between 5 volts and ground. That doesn't sound right, does it? Oops. Wrong one. Here we go. Ground and 5 volts. That doesn't sound right. Let's just unplug this. Sorry, I know I said I was finishing. I am going to finish, trust me. Okay, so that was only connecting when I was plugged in. There, so that's open. That's open now. Yeah, so it was only while it was plugged in I was getting continuity between ground and 5 volts, but when it was plugged into the computer. When I unplug it from the computer, I'm not getting continuity. It's open between ground and 5 volts. Yep, okay. So, who knows what's going on there. Could, of course, be a problem with my Apple IIc. You never know. Okay. All right. So. All right. So I'm definitely going to finish this now. Yeah, so just a reminder of all the incredibly cool stuff that is on Kay's store. I will put a link in the description to if you do a search for Kero's Mac Mods store, you'll find there, and there's just all sorts of awesome stuff. I assume these paddles will be on there soon, but they're not there just yet, but as I say, I'm sure they will be there soon. What color filament are you using on these retro devices? Now, this one here, this one here is not mine. So these were printed. These weren't printed by me. That was printed by Kay. This one here, this is a really awful filament. I think it's the one. If it's the one that I think, it's this sort of beigey Apple II type thing, or platinum, I suppose. More of a platinum color on that one. And I cannot remember, but it's one of the more common, one of the more common filaments that people use, and it's made by Polymaker, and it's awful. It's awful to print with. The 3D printer hates it. It's disgusting stuff. It's got a nice color though. But then I have another one that I've got, which is more of a bone white sort of color, which is probably closer to something like this. So this sort of lighter color that you get from the Apple IIc, I've got you know, a sort of a bone white, which is quite nice. But yeah, so this is some sort of polymaker. Someone will probably not polymaker. I just said it before. It's gone again. It's gone again. Sorry. I did have a big night last night. Polyterra, that's the one. Polyterra. Polyterra, and it's awful. Polyterra, PLA matte muted white. That's the one. Thank you very much, Jack68K. I knew someone in the chat would know. So that's the one that I use for this. So I like the colour for this, but I hate the filament itself. It's sort of claggy and yucky, and it's not very strong either. So when I print stuff with it, it's just nowhere near as strong. It just, you know, things can break in halfway too easily. But I like the colour. Something like this, where I've made this fairly thick and strong, that's fine for it. But yeah, it's just a constant thing. I think Joe from Joe's Computer Museum has spent quite a bit of time getting places to make things to specific colours to his requirement, which is great, except that all of those filaments are just way too expensive for me to import here in Australia. By the time I get them over here, I'm going to be paying like $100 for a spool of filament, and that the colour is not that important to me. As someone who doesn't even bother about retrobinding any of their equipment, I really don't care enough. All I really want is something that's, you know, sort of, I don't know, close-ish. Joe worked with this one, yeah. So it's, yeah, as I say, I've had a few people sort of scoping out the pricing, and it's just not practical for us to buy it out here in Oz. Okay, well, I'm going to wrap it up now. So, as usual, I want to thank everyone for jumping onto the live stream and watching, and anyone who is watching this on the replay, a big hello to you. Congratulations on lasting this long. I hope this was reasonably entertaining. It's not my normal thing doing Apple II stuff, but I love the Apple II as well, so I definitely don't mind, sort of having a little bit of a play around with this sort of stuff. Thank you for the super chats. In particular, I got a whopper today. Who was it from? You're going to jump in and say hello? It was, here we go, Chris Donnelly. Thank you very much. That was a great big super chat from you. I really appreciate that. So thank you very much to you, and also to Hardware Hacker for your super chat. It's much appreciated. Hope everyone has a really good Saturday night if that's where you are, or a Sunday if you're somewhere where I am. So hope everyone has a really good time. Enjoy, the rest of your weekend. I'm going to go and get some food now because I'm hungry. So thanks again for joining me. I hope to see you at the next one. And press the button. Here you go. Bye-bye.